What's going on, Crypto Paradise fam? It's your boy Nate. I'm back with another interview with some guys that you should recognize if you've been following the channel for a while or if you're a member of the TDI community. We've got Matt and Adam with ME3IO back. They haven't been on a while, but for very good reason. These guys have been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking competition, and they are here to give us some stellar updates on what's going on behind the scenes with ME3, what's going on with the IDO, and what you guys can look forward to when the token launches here in what, about 3, 4, 5 weeks, something like that?
Yep, that's correct. And great introduction, Nathan. It's going to be hard to top that, but we'll do our best. Anyway, so
I'll let
lots.
Matt first, so I don't have to.
Okay. Thank you, Adam. So lots going on at ME3. Start off, at the core, launched our new look website, me3.io. Please come on and give your feedback around that. We had a prize reward earlier for that, so a lot of good participation there. On the investor side, we're delighted that 2 VCs will be joining the project ahead of our listing. One of those we're hoping to announce early next week, one of them at the end of next week. One of them has a very, very extensive gaming ecosystem, so we're really delighted to be onboarding them. Obviously, whilst we're launching Gotcha Galaxy, which I'll let Adam touch on later. So we've had some significant investor milestones. Everyone's been asking about our final public sale launchpad. I'm delighted that we have agreed terms with that launchpad. They are a top 4 launchpad in terms of KPIs and
Stellar.
ecosystem, and we will be making that announcement jointly with them very, very soon. So please stay tuned to our socials in relation to that. We're very excited and honored to be partnering with them. And then in terms of Gotcha Galaxy, I'm going to let Adam touch on that first and then come back with our experience in terms of filming Crypto Night. So Adam, over to you in terms of Gotcha.
Okay, so yeah, just real quick to recap, people, we got new investors coming on board, new top 4 launch pads locked in, new major partnership with the major gaming ecosystem locked in, none of which we can reveal names on. So if that's for people watching, that can be a little frustrating, I know, but think about it. Anytime you have to sign an NDA, that means it's probably a pretty good partner, a pretty big name.
Correct.
That if you're signing an NDA for. So that just means you got to go follow the ME3 socials. If you haven't followed them yet on Twitter, if you haven't joined their Telegram group and their Discord group yet, that's where you're going to get this information first. So we'll try to leak it out to Crypto Paradise when they're ready as well. You'll see the retweets there, but definitely go over, follow the social. That's where you're going to get in on the action first. So don't be discouraged by the secrecy. NDAs are typically a very bullish sign here. So love it. Love to hear it. Adam, yeah, sorry to jump in there and cut you off, but tell us about what's going on with the Gotcha Galaxy.
Yeah, well, we're really, really excited about Gotcha Galaxy. It is pretty much go time over here. So we have spent, I guess since the last time really we were on with you guys, we've spent the last couple of months working on the follow-up product to the first product. And this one is much more gamified. We really took what was working from the initial product and blew out all those features into much more just diverse and engaging features in Gotcha Galaxy. So we think everyone's really going to like this. We spent the last couple weeks basically locking in all of our launch partners for Gotcha Galaxy. I'm happy to say that we are oversold at the moment. So, we'll share some screenshots and stuff so you can show your community what it looks like. But essentially, it's like a digital city, and there's buildings that every partner gets a building inside of the city, and inside of those buildings are experiences. We ran out of buildings already, so we're making more right now so we can fit more partners in. We're actually almost reconsidering the whole kind of organization and UI of it so that we can have kind of like regions where there can be a region for launch pads, there can be a region for gaming, for infrastructure projects, etc. So it's a good problem to have. We're really excited to have it, and yeah, ultimately we will be launching to end users and players basically at the end of August to start coming in. That'll be still the beta, but it's going to be a mainnet beta. So we're really excited to get everyone in there, and then throughout September, release it to more and more people as we work out all the kinks.
Okay, this sounds very kind of almost metaversy. Is there going to be, when you say there's going to be an experience,
Yeah.
can you give us a description kind
Yeah,
of what
absolutely.
that might mean?
So Gotcha Galaxy overall, it's basically a gamified quest platform. So, everyone's familiar with Zealy, Galaxy, Intract, all these other platforms that do this. But what we've seen, and we've seen this not only from our own use, but a lot of our partners and what we've seen is that it really attracts token farmers, and the actual end user that ends up going to the brands that are on there, they end up not usually being a very high quality user. And so we wanted to change that because we think that the concept
Yeah.
behind these, kind of tracked actions, they're really mutually beneficial. They really do benefit both the brand and the person that's playing through it. But closing that loop and how you close that loop with the end user is really the important aspect. So what we've done to really kind of change that model is really gamified it. So I'd say about the first half of the experience is more like a classic quest, but the second half of the experience, it closes that loop through an actual arcade. So we have a number of mini games that we're launching with. And then we're also opening up the gaming ecosystem there, so other developers can bring their games in as well. So an example use case, let's look at a game, for example. So one of our gaming partners would have, let's say, two types of campaigns inside of their building. One could be a short-term campaign that's engaging with new users that have never experienced the brand before. One might be a re-engagement campaign for people that are looking forward to season 2 of this game, or new characters or NFT collections that are coming out, right? So you can engage all the different types of users that you want in these campaigns. And at the end of the campaign, you get a key. So the player will get a key that lets them come and enter our gaming arcade. And then in there, a collection of all the different rewards from all of the different participating brands. So at launch, they're going to range from gaming, AI, infrastructure, and launch pads. That's kind of the first 4 core partners we're looking at. And then when you play those games, you win these rewards. And so it's randomized, it's random loot boxes that are coming out of them, like a gotcha capsule. So people familiar with like Asian markets and gotcha games, that's why we called it Gotcha Galaxy. And
Nice.
yeah, we find it's just really fun. It's really engaging. If you don't get what you want the first time, it's kind of addicting too.
Gotta go through again. Yeah. Which
So, yeah, it's fun. We're really excited about it, and yeah, we're gonna be dropping some new games in there as the year progresses, and opening that up so we can diversify the types of games in there, and also letting in a lot more different types of partners because we're also fully Web 2 compatible. So right now it's very Web 3 focused just for the launch, but we're going to be doing live event stuff. We're going to be doing ticket companies to you can even do massages or haircuts. It really depends on what's popular and where people are going to be, where the players are, and we can target all these types of things to make sure that players are engaging with brands that they're actually going to want to engage with.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of, not necessarily getting what you want on the first try, I heard you guys had an awesome but interesting experience with Crypto Nights. I don't know what you can tell us. I know the episode's not out yet, but what would love to hear about your experience. Number one, being on a set of a major production, and number two, if you can give us any sort of idea about how things went. We know without getting yourselves in trouble, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Okay. A great question. So I'll handle the first part, Adam, and then I'll hand the baton over to you for the second part. So great questions, Nathan. So I think I'll break it down into kind of 4 parts. The first part was actually the experience filming. So Adam has done a bit of TV filming before. I went in as a as a complete newbie. What I learned is there's a lot of waiting in filming. So you can get up very early in the morning and wait the entire day, and you know, you are at their beck and call. So you have to be patient, and when it's showtime, it's showtime. So I just learned these nuances that I hadn't realized before. The actual production was a very high standard, which I'm really pleased about. I thought the selection of judges overall was very impressive. In terms of the other projects that were also participating in the show, universally, they were a very high level, and we've actually come out with some great strategic and product partnerships
Awesome.
post the filming. So we got a lot of low-hanging fruit from there. We are also going to be working with Crypto Knights and onboarding them into our Gotcha Galaxy launch, which I'll be excited to be making those announcements once all of that goes live. So from a product perspective, it was a win for us there. I'll touch on the judges, and then I'm going to hand over the baton to Adam. So in terms of judges and successful outcomes, the two judges out of the 5 that we wanted to bring in to the project as advisors and investors were the judges that actually did come in. So we're delighted with that outcome. I'm sorry,
awesome when
we
things
can't
line up like that.
Yeah. I can't mention names. I don't want to upset the producers, but yeah, we're very happy and honored to have those judges join the project. Anyway, over to Adam. Please touch on any other areas that I may have missed.
For those that are watching right now that have never heard of Crypto Nights and don't know what it is, if you've heard of Shark Tank is a phenomenally popular show all around the world. And in the US, they have another version called Dragon's Lair. In the UK, they've done Shark Tank. Even here in Vietnam, they have a version of Shark Tank. Same idea as that, but with crypto only projects, Web3 projects. So this is Web3 Shark Tank called Crypto Nights. It's going to be going out. I think it's Amazon, Netflix. It's going to reach hundreds of millions of people. So for those of you that don't understand why this is such a big deal, ME3.io is about to get mainstream Saturday afternoon TV viewership from all the normies. And again, hundreds of millions of eyes are going to see this. So this is absolutely massive for the project. And
100%.
we're great to hear the update that it was a positive outcome, because if you've seen Shark Tank, it doesn't always go well for the people pitching. So
no,
I'm glad that you guys had a successessul outcome.
We'll see what they put in the final production cut.
That is something I have found. I've done a few things myself. What's in your head and all the things you remember saying and doing, and then when you see the final draft of it, it's like wildly different than your experience.
Oh
that you remember.
sure.
And
listen, I 100%, and there's going to be, I know at least there's going to be one instance in the filming where you can hear like a pin drop. But I think it makes a very good television, and credit to Adam. He was stellar throughout the viewing, and we had a positive outcome, which unfortunately some of the other projects didn't. So you're always going to face aversion in these type of productions, and it's how you deal with it in real time and getting that positive end outcome. That's the critical piece.
Absolutely. Yeah, no PR is bad PR, and you guys have got good PR. So
that's right.
So Adam saved the day, it sounds like.
He was rock solid throughout the production. So the judges and the panels asked us some pretty hard questions. They didn't let up on us throughout the entirety of the filming, and we were able to handle those in a good light. Adam, please give your views and your experiences on.
I think it's great to note that like the Knights, I almost called them sharks. the Knights,
Well,
they're VCs. Well, the way they treat it, yeah.
Shark,
You know,
shark
they-
mites.
right. They're, you know, real investors. They're really experienced. You know, it really was awesome that they got the nights that they got, to really show that there's, you know, absolutely the same level of complexity and understanding of businesses and long-term business trends and really everything that goes into building a successful business
Mm,
in the crypto world as there is in the rest of the business
mm,
world. And so, you know, I think when people see the show, they're going to be really impressed. And it really does also appeal to the non-Web3 people. In fact, that was kind of something they had us focus on while we were preparing for the show
mm,
and kind of pitching on the show. They wanted to make sure that we really kind of toned down the Web3 only language and use
mm,
more general terms that could be understood by the general audience. And for us, it almost is kind of perfect because we have always wanted to make sure that we were, you know, catering to not only Web3, but trying to make it easier for Web2 users. But when we started working on the new product, Gotcha Galaxy, that was such an obvious first step for us was to make sure that it was fully Web 2 compatible. So it was kind of easy for us to talk about when we did it and talk about those elements. You know, some of the other projects came in just fully talking about Web 2 and not the Web 3 side at all. And you know, some of the nights were like scratching their head, like, wait, why are you here? And they're like,
mm.
oh, well, we do Web 3 also. But you know, it's I think overall the way that I think they're going to cut the show and show everything. It's going to really have that mass appeal that crypto really needs, you know.
Mm.
And I'm really excited to see how they do it at the end.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Do we
100%.
know when the episode is going to air?
So my understanding as of now is it will air sometime in October. The specific date to be confirmed, but sometime in
Okay.
October is what we've been informed.
So likely shortly after IDO.
Correct.
All right, that could be a nice little boost post IDO. Love to hear
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah,
100%.
that's just the first release on Amazon Prime. I mean, there's also syndication
Yeah,
that will be
100. Yeah.
happening for years and years on TV
Mm.
Gotcha.
network.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it's
Well, and then
possible.
season 2. So
Yeah, and season two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
awesome.
possible people will be seeing us for the first time talking about what we're doing now in years, you know, which is
Mm.
very interesting.
Right.
So being able to you know, talk about the longer term vision that we had and kind of present that on the show, and people seeing us in 2 years are going to be like, oh wow, they actually did that. You know,
Right.
Mm.
Right.
that's going to be really
Some
cool.
extra motivation to keep nose to the grindstone on the roadmap.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, gents, we got some fantastic updates, a little sprinkle of mystery in there as well. We're looking
Mhm.
forward to seeing the official announcements of who those VCs are, who those new
Yep.
big partners are, who the launch pads are. All should be confirmed in what, the next 10 days, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
something like
Oh yeah.
that?
Well, oh no. Some of them is in the next like 2 or 3 days, and
Okay,
then some of
great.
them like yeah. It's all happening. Like I said, this is going to be a very concentrated news period for Me3
Okay.
before listing.
Well, I know you guys got some big stuff coming up in September. There's the big
Yep.
conference in it's token
Korea.
2040
Yep.
2490. Well, Korea and then Singapore coming up.
Correct.
I'll definitely see you in Singapore. I don't think I'll be at KBW, but I'll see you
Okay.
in Singapore. And then an IDO coming shortly after that, and the launch of
Correct.
the all the new products. So going to be a very busy month. Look forward to having you guys
Oh
on
yeah.
again shortly before the IDO to kind of again catch up on some of the updates and give all the important and pertinent details on where people can find the IDO, how they can get their hands on the token, and everything in between. So Matt, Adam, thank you so much. Some awesome
Thank you.
updates. We appreciate you guys taking time to come on here today. And yeah, any final closing comments or bullish news you want to reveal to us?
No, nothing more than news flow. A bit of a weird one, but it is got a reward to it. So we're going to have a little campaign, mystery campaign next week. So one of the judges who invested in us, made some comments on our logo and branding. So we've we follow those comments as we want to onboard them. So we are going to be changing our logo and branding next week.
Okay.
There will be a reward campaign for those in the community who can guess what potential changes there will be to our logo, and there will be a reward for that. So we really look forward to engaging with your community and bringing them on for that reward with regards to our updated logo.
Fantastic. Love it. We will be sure to share those links when that goes live. Go ahead and jump in there. Our audience always love to get their hands on some extra tokens or some USDT or options into whitelists and IDO drops, etc. So we appreciate that.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for hosting us as always. You're a great host, and it's always a pleasure to be on here.
You guys make it easy. All right. Well, with that, then that's going to wrap it up for us here today at Crypto Paradise. As always, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. So stay safe out there. Swag me, baby.